Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Don't let others track what you do. Anonymize yourself at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Tuesday. We're officially 2 days from the release of Cyberpunk 2077. Too far. Let's back off.
It was too much. As you might have heard, reviews dropped yesterday, and they were pretty good. The game got a 91 overall score on Metacritic, with reviewers praising the game's dense open world, freedom of choice, and cool futuristic aesthetic, and with everyone who gave it under a 90 getting death threats.
But there was one major drawback that virtually everyone noticed. Bugs. Lots and lots. Little scuttery bugs. PC Gamer wrote that the game has some nice characters and stories nested in an astounding open world, but they're undercut by jarring bugs at every turn. Sugar. Water.
It has been cool seeing everyone come out of the woodwork to be like, actually, I don't care about this game, and I hate this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. IGN wrote in their review, "It's a shame that frustratingly frequent bugs can occasionally kill an otherwise well-set mood."
Yeah, Video Games Chronicle said the game is a stunning achievement if you can overlook the glitches, and GameSpot wrote that, "In our experience, the bugs are obtrusive and substantial across the board, often forcing us to reload saves or exit the game entirely."
Not a great first day look for your game, especially one with as much hype as Cyberpunk. But then again, we kind of knew this was coming. CD Projekt Red has repeatedly delayed the game throughout the year, and they referred to its size and scope when talking about the need for extra polish.
There must be some sort of orb deep in Night City that's very reflective and highly polished that they spent all their time on. I think we have to see some of the bugs in the tutorial. No, the orb must be glistening. Yes, Mr. Nowakowski. Yes, of course. It's obviously a big and ambitious game, but with that complexity comes a lot of glitches. And while a 91 score is very good, you've got to assume that all of the bugs probably cost the game at least a few points.
But developers say that fixes are coming. CD Projekt Red developer Fabian Dolo responded to a lot of questions on Twitter recently about the state of the game. In a response to fans pointing out the multitude of bugs, he said that a bunch of issues reviewers encountered and reported have been fixed already. Some more are part of the update.
Sounds like reviewers were playing with the update he was referring to. PC Gamer reported that while they were playing the game for review, they received a 50 gig patch, which the developer referred to as the Day Zero patch.
But then it gets a little confusing. A representative told PC Gamer that the so-called Day Zero patch is what people would be experiencing on launch day, only apparently even more fixes will have been added by launch day.
PC Gamer said that after they downloaded the patch, things were still messy. They wrote that even after installing the Day Zero patch, Night City still feels like it's barely holding together at times. The good news is that all this stuff can be fixed, but it also means the ideal Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed again in spirit and
Just
in
wait
code.
till next year to play this game. Just act like it got delayed again and just hold on. IGN also reviewed the game on PC with a substantial Day Zero patch, but they said they still encountered a variety of bugs. Dola also said that a lot of bugs could have been caused by reviewers playing the game at higher settings than their PC could handle.
It's the gamer's fault.
That's the gamer's fault.
I don't know about that.
Now it's all making... Okay.
They didn't have VSync on.
They probably didn't plug in their monitor. In another response, Dola said that it's mainly streaming issues. When the settings are too high for your setup, the game is unable to stream the content and stuff starts to go missing. Animations, audio, lip sync, objects. Adjust settings and it works way smoother. Okay, but what about the console versions?
Dola addressed that too, specifically the Xbox One X version. In another reply, he wrote, "It is a different game with console update, yes." Now, obviously, Cyberpunk 2077 isn't the first game to release with a bunch of bugs. Wait, is that it? That's all about the console? Different game with a console? Okay, alright, well, obviously Cyberpunk 2077 isn't the first game to release with a bunch of bugs. I mean, you know, Bethesda games exist, and they're kind of legendary for being replete with bugs.
Their bugs rock, and they never fix them. It does make their games better. And The Witcher 3, which helped to cement CD Projekt Red's reputation as a top-tier game developer, also shipped with a ton of bugs that didn't keep it from becoming hailed as one of the best RPGs of its generation.
It's so funny how different my relationship was with games because I only played them for fun back then. I wasn't plugged into the discourse. So I just remember someone saying, "This game's really fun," and I bought it and played it a lot.
Yeah.
So that was 2015. And you can bet that CD Projekt Red will be working furiously in the coming weeks and months to fix as much as they can, which sadly will probably mean more crunch for its employees, something that the developer has taken a lot of heat for this year.
We've got some more Cyberpunk news to talk about, but first, you know what's an easy modification you can make to your own body? Making sure you're all nice and groomed. And that's where our sponsor Manscaped can help.
Ho, 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 fellas. Naughty or nice, it's the season to perform. Look, I'm a mustached man, as you can see, and sometimes my nose hairs, they interact. And when your nose hairs and your mustache hairs mix, it's no good. So I use the weed whacker for my nose hairs, which just makes it a little more comfortable. The Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, and it makes the perfect gift. Imagine opening an attractive box that says, "Your balls will thank you," with the most sought-after gadgets and scents a person could find. Included in this package is the Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, which is waterproof, uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. Look, 79% of partners polled admitted that long nose hair is a major turnoff. Why not use the best tools for the job here? It's also just uncomfortable. 'Tis the season of Manscaped, so get yourself, your dad, your brother, and your friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Performance Package, and let's not forget their famous liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, to maximize your ball hygiene routine. Get the Performance Package now to receive their 2 free gifts, that is the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. The Performance Package is the best value that Manscaped has to offer and is hot off the shelves. Right now, you can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/inside. Thank you, Manscaped, for making our holes look sexy. Again, 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com/inside. That is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com/inside. What are you waiting for? Go whack your weeds, make Santa proud. Okay, back to talking about Cyberpunk. Obviously, lots of people have early copies and are playing the game now, which has highlighted one more issue with the game. This is a fun surprise, is that it can also trigger epileptic seizures.
Yeah, not good, dude.
What the f***?
Game Informer's Liana Rupert, who has epilepsy, wrote an article warning about the possible side effects. For starters, Night City has a bunch of clubs and bars with bright lights that Rupert called danger zones for epileptics, and Johnny Silverhand, who of course is played by Keanu Reeves, is highlighted with a flickering pale blue glitch effect that could also be a trigger for seizures.
Rupert wrote that during my time with Cyberpunk 2077, I suffered one major seizure and felt several moments where I was close to another one. I kept going because I made that decision to, and I feel like that decision helped me sort of slap together a small little guide for players wanting to take part in this game for fear of missing out.
Ooh, God. The game also has something called a brain dance feature, and to use it, your character puts on a headset that blasts flickering red and white LEDs, which, the author notes, is very close to an actual device that medical professionals use specifically to trigger seizures in people with epilepsy. So, if you have epilepsy, be very careful playing this game.
So while CD Projekt Red is patching all those bugs, maybe it could do something about those lighting effects too, because while we're sure they look cool, nobody should have to risk seizures to play a game. Like, especially a recreation of a device intended to make seizures happen.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt that was intentional, but still, like, at some point,
good.
someone should have probably caught it, right?
What's up, dorks? I'm coming at you from the far future of 3:40 or so in the afternoon with an update to this story. The official Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter account quote tweeted the Game Informer piece saying, "Thank you for bringing this up. We're working on adding a separate warning in the game aside from the one that exists in the EULA." And then they link the terms of service with cutesy footnotes, I guess, but it's still a very long document and not something that everyone actually reads through when they use a new piece of software. Anyway, regarding a more permanent solution, dev team is currently exploring that and will be implementing it as soon as possible. So props on the prompt reply, but that is not good to have slipped through the cracks, and we can only hope that they implement a fix very soon, because no game is worth having a seizure over.
Oh, one more thing to note about Cyberpunk. There's apparently a scam going around offering a free download of the game. Security researchers at Kaspersky Labs said there's a network of websites that are being used to offer free downloads of Cyberpunk 2077.
Obviously, you should not download whatever malware they are trying to put on your computer, because it's not a game. It's a disease.
But that hasn't stopped some people. Kaspersky researchers say that they've seen several thousand infection attempts that used fake Cyberpunk 2077 downloads this year. Again, there is no free Cyberpunk link that you will get in your email.
Yeah.
However, if someone has pictures of you that you don't remember ever taking, but they're asking for a lot of Bitcoin, you should take that very seriously.
Yeah, also if a Nigerian prince is able to get a hold of you and has some money in holding overseas, but they need sort of like a middleman, but first they have to make a small deposit to activate the account or whatever, that's also real.
Course. If you have the rare pleasure of being the 1 millionth visitor to a site, you should revel in that, and you should take every advantage of the rewards to be ladled upon you.
It's a moment to celebrate, yeah.
What are the odds?
So yeah, it is still really happening. Developer CD Projekt Red tweeted this morning that the game is up for preloading on their good old game store starting right now.
But here's an even better sign that the game's actually releasing 100% for real Thursday. Reviews are here. The embargo actually just lifted before we started recording today.